Did you know that loneliness can be as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day? Shocking, right? Yet, in our hyperconnected world, more people feel lonely than ever before. In fact, a recent study found that 61% of adults in the US report feeling lonely. That's more than half the population. But here's the good news: you don't have to stay lonely. In this video, we're going to explore how to turn loneliness into happiness by building deeper connections and finding love in unexpected places. Whether you're struggling with self-love, looking for more meaningful relationships, or navigating the digital age, we've got you covered. Stick around, because what you'll learn here could change your life. You'll discover the power of vulnerability, the joy of solitude, and how to expand your social circle in ways you never imagined. Ready to beat loneliness once and for all? Let's dive in. Chapter 1: The Mirror's Whisper. Understanding self-love. Self-love isn't just a trendy buzzword, it's the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. Think of self-love as the foundation of a house. Without a strong base, everything else crumbles. Studies show that people with high self-esteem are more likely to enjoy fulfilling relationships. But where does self-love start? It begins with recognizing your worth. According to The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown, owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we will ever do. It's about accepting your flaws and understanding that they make you unique. Practice daily affirmations to remind yourself of your value. For instance, a simple "I am enough" can change your mindset over time. But let's get practical. Make a list of things you love about yourself. Yes, actually write it down. This might feel awkward at first, but trust me, it's powerful. If you struggle, ask a friend to help you. Sometimes, we need someone else to remind us of our strengths. And here's a surprising fact: 85% of people worldwide struggle with low self-esteem. So if you feel this way, know you're not alone. Lastly, treat yourself as you would treat a friend. If a friend makes a mistake, you wouldn't berate them endlessly. So why do that to yourself? Next time you're hard on yourself, ask, would I say this to someone I care about? Chapter 2: Soulful Connections. Crafting deep and meaningful relationships. Now that you've started building a foundation of self-love, it's time to extend that love outward. Meaningful relationships aren't just about spending time together, they're about truly connecting. Studies reveal that having strong social connections can increase your lifespan by 50%. That's a huge impact. But how do you build these soulful connections? Start with active listening. When someone is talking to you, don't just wait for your turn to speak. Really listen. Nod, ask questions, and show you care. This simple act can turn a casual chat into a deep conversation. Another strategy is to be vulnerable. According to Daring Greatly by Brené Brown, vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. This means opening up about your fears, dreams, and even your past mistakes. When you do this, others feel safe to do the same. And that's where true connection happens. Remember, quality matters more than quantity. You don't need dozens of friends. A few close relationships are far more fulfilling. Research from Harvard's 75-year study on adult development shows that the quality of your relationships is one of the strongest predictors of happiness. So, focus on nurturing the relationships that truly matter. Lastly, make time for the people you care about. In our busy lives, it's easy to let relationships slide. But relationships need attention to thrive. Even a quick text or a 10-minute call can make a big difference. Chapter 3: Digital Hearts. Navigating love in the age of social media. We live in a digital world, and that's not changing anytime soon. But while social media connects us, it can also create a false sense of closeness. A study from the University of Pennsylvania found that limiting social media use to 30 minutes a day can reduce feelings of loneliness and depression. So, how do we navigate this digital landscape? First, be intentional about your online interactions. Instead of mindlessly scrolling, engage with others meaningfully. Comment on posts, send a message, or share something thoughtful. This helps build real connections, even in a virtual space. Next, don't compare your life to the highlight reels you see online. It's easy to feel like everyone else has a perfect life, but remember, people usually post their best moments. A quote from the Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin reminds us, "The days are long, but the years are short." Focus on your journey, not someone else's. Another strategy is to set boundaries. It's okay to take a break from social media. In fact, it's healthy. Set specific times when you'll check your accounts, and stick to them. This gives you more time to connect with people in real life. Lastly, use social media to enhance your relationships, not replace them. Share things that matter to you, but don't let online interactions take the place of face-to-face ones. Remember, a like or comment can't replace a real conversation. Don't forget to subscribe if you're into this, and let's move on to the next part. Chapter 4, From Isolation to Intimacy, Embracing Vulnerability. Loneliness often comes from a fear of being truly seen. Vulnerability can feel like exposing your soft spots, but it's the key to deeper connections. Brené Brown, in her book Daring Greatly, says, "Vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they're never weakness. When you let down your guard, you invite others to do the same, creating a bond that's built on trust, not just surface-level interaction." But how do you embrace vulnerability? Start small. Share a personal story with someone you trust. It doesn't have to be your deepest secret, just something real. Notice how this act opens up the conversation and allows the other person to share, too. Vulnerability is contagious in the best way. Another strategy is to express your needs clearly. It might feel risky to say, "I need more support," but this honesty can bring you closer to others. According to The Power of Vulnerability, people who are open about their feelings and needs tend to have stronger, more supportive relationships. Remember, vulnerability isn't about oversharing. It's about being authentic. You don't have to tell everyone everything. Choose the right moments and the right people. And here's an interesting fact: couples who practice vulnerability have a 75% higher chance of maintaining a strong relationship, according to research by the Gottman Institute. Finally, embrace the discomfort. Vulnerability will feel awkward at times, but that's okay. Growth often comes from stepping outside your comfort zone. The more you practice being open, the easier it becomes. And in the end, it's worth it for the connections you build. Chapter 5, The Joy of Solitude, Turning Alone Time into a Happiness Ritual. Being alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. In fact, learning to enjoy your own company is one of the most empowering things you can do. Studies show that people who are comfortable with solitude tend to have better mental health and higher life satisfaction. So, how can you turn alone time into a source of happiness? First, reframe your mindset. Instead of seeing alone time as something negative, view it as a chance to recharge. Just like you need sleep to rejuvenate, you need solitude to reset your mind. Think of it as a gift you give yourself, a chance to reflect, dream, and grow. Next, find activities that you enjoy doing alone. Whether it's reading, hiking, or cooking, immerse yourself in something that brings you joy. This can turn solitude into a pleasurable experience rather than something to dread. Research from the University of Virginia found that people who spend time alone with their thoughts tend to be more creative and happier overall. Another strategy is to practice mindfulness. When you're alone, it's easy for your mind to wander into negative territory. Mindfulness helps you stay present and appreciate the moment. Simple breathing exercises or a short meditation can make your alone time more peaceful and fulfilling. Lastly, set boundaries around your solitude. Make it a regular practice, not just something that happens by default. Just as you schedule time with friends, schedule time for yourself. And don't feel guilty about it. Solitude is essential for your well-being. As philosopher Blaise Pascal once said, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Chapter 6, Love in Unexpected Places, Expanding Your Social Universe. Sometimes, the best connections come from places you least expect. If you're feeling lonely, it might be time to step outside your usual social circles and explore new opportunities. Expanding your social universe can open doors to relationships that you never imagined. But how do you go about it? Start by saying yes more often. Accept invitations, even if they push you out of your comfort zone. According to The Yes Man by Danny Wallace, embracing new experiences can lead to life-changing opportunities. Each yes is a step toward a richer social life. Another strategy is to pursue new hobbies or interests. Join a club, take a class, or volunteer. These activities not only give you something enjoyable to do but also introduce you to people with similar passions. According to the American Psychological Association, engaging in group activities can significantly reduce feelings of loneliness. Don't forget the power of small talk. It might seem insignificant, but casual conversations can lead to deeper connections. Start chatting with your barista, neighbor, or coworker. You never know where it might lead. Also, consider reconnecting with old friends. Life gets busy, and sometimes we lose touch with people who were once important to us. Reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Rebuilding old connections can be just as fulfilling as making new ones. Finally, be open to friendships in unexpected places. Sometimes, we overlook potential friends because they don't fit our usual mold. But diversity in friendships enriches your life. So be open to connecting with people of different ages, backgrounds, and interests. You might be surprised by the depth of these relationships. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing content and exclusive updates.